nothing's gonna stop me with divine intervention. I'm breaking it to get my turn. Doing some, learn some. I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find love, love, love. Listen to the music of the moment, maybe sing with me. A la peaceful melody. It's your God-forsaken right to be loved, 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 loved. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Welcome everyone to Jeremy and Anushka's wedding celebration. A few housekeeping matters before we begin. Please silence or turn off your cell phones. The ceremony is going to be about 30 minutes long, and then immediately following, we invite you to enjoy tea and samosas, which will be set up in the back, and of course enjoy the beautiful gardens. The bar will open up at 4:30, and then we'll reconvene to welcome the newly married couple with a champagne toast at 4:45. Beloved friends and family of Anushka and Jeremy, we are gathered here today to witness and bless their sacred matrimonial union. This marriage rite views the loving union of two people as a step towards spiritual enlightenment, in which the individual ego is surrendered to the universal spirit. My name is Milind Pandit, and I'll be introducing each stage of this ceremony. My father, Sudhakar Pandit, will play the role of the priest conducting the ceremony in Sanskrit. The words you will hear today can be traced back to the Vedas and were first transcribed 3,500 years ago in the agrarian geography that is now northern India. These verses are but clues into the minds of ancient enlightened sages. Throughout the ceremony, you will hear the words Kama, Artha, and Dharma. Kama means love or desire. Artha means wealth or prosperity of all kinds. And Dharma refers to the personal and social regulations and etiquettes that ensure righteousness and social harmony. We are reminded that the institution of marriage not only sanctifies two individuals' love for each other, it is the foundation for the prosperity and integrity of society. Now, many of you know Ganesh as the elephant-headed god whom we celebrate every autumn. What you may not know is that the myths concerning Ganesh point to him as the spirit of innovation and creativity. When we turn a blank canvas into a beautiful painting, commanding a multitude of colors and shades, then we credit Ganesh. When we turn silence into stirring music, controlling a variety of notes and timbres, then we credit Ganesh. And when we suffer a creative block, we pray to Ganesh to remove that obstacle. As Jeremy and Anushka declare their intent to marry, they want to rid their minds and hearts of all reservations and enter with a clear conscience. They want to start with a clean slate. They want the inspiration to create a stirring, beautiful life together and to overcome all obstacles. So we invoke Ganesh by various names.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा ओम गं गणपतये नमः एकदंताय विद्महे वक्रतुंडाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्.
O God, with the curved trunk and giant body shining like a million suns, ever in all endeavors, free me from obstacles. I bow to the Lord of multitudes. To one tooth I devote my thoughts. I meditate upon curved trunk. May the tusked one inspire me. Before declaring his intent to marry, Jeremy will now symbolically purify his hands and mouth.
ओम केशवाय नमः. ओम नारायणाय नमः. ओम माधवाय नमः. ओम गोविंदाय नमः. ड्रॉप ड्रॉप.
Jeremy will now take a deep, mindful breath and declare his intent to marry at this time and place.
इह पृथिव्याम ओरेगान खंडे पोर्टलैंड ग्रामे अद्य दुर्मुख नाम संवत्सरे ज्येष्ठ मासे कृष्ण पक्षे चतुर्दश्याम तिथौ रविवासरे पुनर्वसु नक्षत्रे.
In Portland, Oregon, on Sunday in the year 2016, in the month of July, on the third day, under the constellation of Ursa Major.
मम गृहस्थाश्रम स्वीकार पूर्वक धर्म अर्थ काम सिद्ध्यर्थम विवाह संस्कारम करिष्ये.
Before starting a householder's life, for the sake of righteousness, prosperity, love, and success, I am undertaking the defining moment of marriage.
तथास्तु. तदंगम गणेशस्मरणं कुलदेवतास्मरणं च करिष्ये. अभ्युदयार्थं पुण्याहं च वाचयिष्ये.
Then, as part of the ceremony, I do so with Ganesh and the family deity in mind. For prosperity, we declare this the auspicious day.
ओम गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम्. ओम महागणाधिपतये नमः.
We offer sacrificial oblations to you, the Lord of multitudes, wisest of the wise, greatest in glory, eldest Lord of the universe, Lord of the primordial sound, Om. Come to this place, hearing our prayers, we bow to the great and foremost Lord of multitudes.
ओम महागणपतये नमः. निर्विघ्नं कुरु.
We bow to the great Lord of multitudes, free us from obstacles.
ओम कुलदेवताभ्यो नमो नमः. कर्म समृद्धं कुरुत.
We bow again and again to the family deity. Make this undertaking successful.
Having declared their intent to undertake the rite of marriage, Anushka will formally select Jeremy in the ancient manner. Jeremy will accept her decision. She will require 3 times that he declare his fidelity.
पौल प्रपौत्रं लॉयड पौत्रं लिंडन पुत्रं जेरेमी नामानं वरं विश्वनाथ प्रपौत्री रामानंद पौत्री अनुष्का नाम्नीं मम पुत्रीं अनुष्का नाम्नी अहं गृहिणी पदस्वीकारपूर्वकं धर्मार्थकामसिद्ध्यर्थं भर्तारं त्वां वृणे.
Paul's great-grandson, Lloyd's grandson, Lyndon's son, called Jeremy, before starting a householder's life for the sake of righteousness, love, and success. I, Vishwanath's great-granddaughter, Ramanand's granddaughter, Sunil's daughter called Anushka, select you to be my husband.
ओम तथा.
So be it.
ओम ओम क इदं कस्मै उदात कामः कामाय उदात कामः दाता कामः प्रतिगृहीता कामं समुद्रमाविश कामेन त्वा प्रतिगृह्णामि काम एतत्ते वृष्टि असि द्यौ त्वा ददातु पृथ्वी गृह्णातु.
To whom is anything given? Love gives to love. Love is giver. Love is receiver. Enter an ocean of love. I receive you with love. May the sky give, may the earth receive the shower of love that you are.
प्रतिगृह्णामि.
I receive you.
धर्मे च अर्थे च कामे च न अतिचरितव्या त्वया अहम्.
Promise me you will remain faithful in righteousness, in wealth, and in love.
धर्मे च अर्थे च कामे च न अतिचरामि.
In righteousness, in wealth, and in love, I will remain faithful.
धर्मे च अर्थे च कामे च न अतिचरितव्या त्वया अहम्.
Promise me you will remain faithful in righteousness, in wealth, and in love.
धर्मे च अर्थे च कामे च न अतिचरामि.
In righteousness, in wealth, and in love, I will remain faithful.
धर्मे च अर्थे च कामे च न अतिचरितव्या त्वया अहम्.
Promise me you will remain faithful in righteousness, in wealth, and in love.
धर्मे च अर्थे च कामे च न अतिचरामि.
In righteousness, in wealth, and in love, I will remain faithful.
Jeremy will now present Anushka with a Mangala Sutra, an auspicious ornament worn by married women.
सूत्रं मांगल्य संयुक्तं कंठे बध्नामि ते प्रिये. सौभाग्य प्रीति सौहार्द द्योतकम सुमनोहरम. Beloved, Jeremy.
Beloved, I tie around your neck this strand, bound to bliss, symbolizing luck, love, and friendship. May it delight you.
Anushka and Jeremy will now recite the vows they have written and exchange rings.
Jeremy, I'm so happy I found you. You are my heart and my home. I will be your wife and your witness, your lover and your friend. Do you take me as your wife?
I do, Anushka. I love you, Anushka. I will be your husband and your witness, your lover and your friend. You will be my home. Do you take me as your husband?
I do.
Jeremy and Anushka will now make a fire sacrifice of puffed rice. For rice to grow, it must be transplanted from the nursery where it germinates to the rice paddy where it thrives and comes to fruition. This sacrifice symbolizes the end of their separate lives dependent on their parents and the beginning of their new lives as responsible members of society on whom others might depend.
ओम आर्यमणं देवं कन्या अग्निम अयक्षत स इमां देवो आर्यमा प्रइत मुञ्चातु न अमुतः स्वाहा आर्यम्णे अग्नये इदं न मम.
तूप माझ्याकडे
तू पाय ना मी दिलं झालं की लागलं की
तुम्हाला देऊ.
आम्ही सांगतो झालं. ओम अमोहमस्मि सात्वं सात्वं असि अमोहम द्यौः पृथिवी त्वं सामाहं ऋक् त्वं तौ एव विवहावहै प्रजां प्रजनयावहै सम्प्रियौ रोचिष्णु सुमनस्य मानौ जीवेव शरदः शतम्.
May we both live 100 years in love, endearment, and graciousness with each other.
टाकलं तरी चालेल तुम्ही टाकलं. इमम् अश्मानम् आरोह अश्मा इव त्वं स्थिरा भव सहस्व प्रतनायतः अभितिष्ठ प्रतन्यतः.
Ascending the stone, be steady like a stone. Defeat the mighty and overpower the strong.
Be careful. ओम वरुणं नुदेवं कन्या अग्निम अयक्षत स इमां देवो वरुणः प्रइतः मुञ्चातु न अमुतः स्वाहा वरुणाय अग्नये इदं न मम. ओम अमोहमस्मि सात्वं सात्वं असि अमोहम द्यौरहं पृथिवी त्वं सामाहं ऋक् त्वं तौ एव विवहावहै प्रजां प्रजनयावहै सम्प्रियौ रोचिष्णु सुमनस्य मानौ जीवेव शरदः शतम्.
May we both live 100 years in love,
endearment, and graciousness with each other.
तूप टाका थोडं टाका तुम्ही टाका सर. ओम इमम् अश्मानम् आरोह अश्मा इव त्वं स्थिरा भव सहस्व प्रतनायतः अभितिष्ठ प्रतन्यतः.
Ascending the stone, be steady like a stone. Defeat the mighty and overpower the strong.
बी केअरफुल बी केअरफुल. टाकलं तरी चालेल थोडा
तूप अजून
हां तूप किंवा काय पण ॐ पूषणं मुनुदेवं कन्या अग्निम् अयक्षत स इमां देवो वरुणः प्र इतः मुञ्चातु न अमुतः स्वाहा पूष्णेऽग्नये इदं न मम ॐ अमोहमस्मि स्वात्वं सात्वम् असि अमोहं द्यौरहं पृथिवी त्वं सामाहं ऋक् त्वं तौ एव विवहावहै प्रजां प्रजनयावहै सम्प्रियौ रोचिष्णु सुमनस्य मानौ जीवेव शरदः शतम्
May we both live 100 years in love, endurance, and graciousness with each other.
कारण बस टाकलं तर चालेल तूप किंवा इमम् अश्मानम् आरोह अश्मा इव त्वं स्थिरा भव सहस्व प्रतनायतः अभितिष्ठ प्रतन्यतः.
Ascending this stone, be steady like a stone. Defeat the mighty and overpower the strong.
उत्तर में ओम प्रजापतये स्वाहा प्रजापतये इदं न मम ओम अमोहमस्मि सात्वं सात्वम् असि अमोहं द्यौरहं पृथिवी त्वं सामाहं ऋक् त्वं तौ एव विवहावहै प्रजां प्रजनयावहै सम्प्रियौ रोचिष्णु सुमनस्य मानौ जीवेव शरदः शतम्.
Jeremy and Anushka will now light the unity candle.
काढून घेऊ ना. टेबल ठेवू ना.
Yeah. Anushka's sister Rivka will now join the bride and groom's hands together. Symbolically joined, Jeremy and Anushka will walk 7 steps together, one for each of 7 aspects of married life. We will be involving the audience for this part of the ceremony. After each step, I'll ask the audience to recite one blessing for Jeremy and Anushka.
ईशे एकपदी भव सामाम अनुव्रता भव.
May the first step be for desire. May you be faithful for me.
Audience, repeat after me. Jeremy and Anushka,
Jeremy and Anushka,
may you support each other
may you support each other
in the journey of life.
In the journey of life. ऊर्जे द्विपदी भव सामाम अनुव्रता भव.
May the second step be for strength.
Audience, repeat after me. Jeremy and Anushka,
Jeremy and Anushka,
May
peace and harmony prevail in your life.
May peace and harmony prevail in your life. रायस्पोषाय त्रिपदी भव सामाम अनुव्रता भव.
May the third step be for power and wealth.
Audience, Jeremy and Anushka,
Jeremy and Anushka,
May your love nurture your lives
May your love nurture your lives
into full bloom.
into full bloom.
मायो भव्याय चतुष्पदी भव सामाम अनुव्रता भव.
May the fourth step be for well-being.
Jeremy and Anushka, may your love comfort you
May your love comfort you
through life's tribulations.
through life's tribulations.
प्रजाभ्य पंचपदी भव सामाम अनुव्रता भव पुत्रान् विन्दावहै बहून् ते सन्तु जरदष्टयः.
May the fifth step be for progeny, healthy and numerous. May they be long-lived.
Jeremy and Anushka, may your love strengthen and fulfill you
May your love strengthen and fulfill you
through all your years.
through all your years.
ऋतुभ्यः षट्पदी भव सामाम अनुव्रता भव.
May the sixth step be for the enjoyment of the seasons.
Jeremy and Anushka,
Jeremy and Anushka,
may your lives weave together
your lives weave together
into a gorgeous tapestry.
into a gorgeous tapestry.
सखा सप्तपदी भव सामाम अनुव्रता भव.
May the seventh step be for friendship.
Jeremy and Anushka,
Anushka,
may you become as one soul
may you become as one soul
residing in two bodies.
residing in two bodies.
Thank you, everyone. According to tradition, Anushka's beloved friends and relatives have composed biographical hymns. Upon completion of the songs, the cloth being held between Anushka and Jeremy will be grabbed.
सुरू करू.
इकडचे माईक लागतील just hold this up. They shouldn't be able to see it. Which is pretty high.
Pretty tall.
करू सुरू चालेल. द्या सुरू.
Well and truly. ऑप्शन करायला पाणी आहे. डोळ्याला लावायला.
करायचं कसं करू का. गजवदनमचिन्त्यात्रिनेत्रं बृहदुदरमशेषं भूतराजं पुराणम् अमरवरसुपूज्यं रक्तवर्णं सुरेशं पशुपतिसुतमीशं विघ्नराजं नमामि. शुभमंगल सावधान.
मालिनी जशा मैत्रिणी जिंके ती हृदये सख्या जीवलगी कॅटलिन मध्ये जाऊनी वर्षे षोडश भरतनाट्य करुणी शिष्या शिवरामिनी हर्षाने वदती सुनील रिफका पुर्यात् सदा मंगलम शुभमंगल सावधान लाडे वाढविली असेच तिजला साधना करे विनवणी सांभाळा तुमचीच लेक समजा झाली जरी सुनती आली लक्ष्मी घरात क्लितिच्या शेणायली कन्यका आशीर्वाद से तुम्हा वधूवरा पुर्यात् सदा मंगलम शुभमंगल सावधान तदेव लग्नं सुदिनं
तदेव ताराबलं चन्द्रबलं तदेव विद्याबलं दैवबलं तदेव लक्ष्मीपदे इन्द्रियों स्मरामि सावधान
Tadu? Yeah. Very good.
Power vested in me by the state of Oregon, I now pronounce Jeremy and Anushka husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Growing tall and green, all I want is you to shade me and be my lead.
Okay, good afternoon everybody. Sorry about the script sheet, but I have some butterflies in my stomach. Because for this wedding, I was given exactly 3 tasks. First one was to choose the wine, the second one was to give the speech, and the third was otherwise keep out of the way. So Anushka and Jeremy are married now, but I feel like the state of my 34-year-old marriage depends on this speech. So please, please, praise the wine, laugh aloud, applaud, and keep my marriage safe. Actually, seriously speaking, the week before a wedding, as many of you know and others have been told, people really get pretty jittery. And my personal nightmare was that I was giving this speech to a wide open but empty meadow. As many of you know, I call myself an introvert. My lovely beloved calls me antisocial. But I have made a career out of creating creative excuses for not showing up for events like this. And today was the day that I was to meet my comeuppance. And you would all conspire and not show up. Now, yes, I know that you have showed up for Anushka and Jeremy, not for me. But despite that, I want to welcome you. And my gratitude is really heartfelt that you have chosen to come and grace Anushka and Jeremy on this most important day. So my first toast is to you, the guests. Thank you for coming to this event. Okay, now let's get to Anushka and Jeremy. So let's start at the very beginning here. So Anushka was born right here in this beautiful city of Portland, and Jeremy was born in Appleton, Wisconsin. But of course, their roots go way back than that. You heard during the ceremonies that the Vedas were written 3,500 years ago. The human race began 200,000 years ago, and it began in East Africa. Incidentally, that's where Jeremy and Anushka are headed to for their honeymoon. About 35,000 years ago, being a rather curious and adventurous race, we started migrating north. When we came to the top of Africa, some of us, we couldn't agree which path to take. Some of us took the left turn, landed up in Europe and Germany. Some of us took the right turn and landed up in Asia and in India. So Jeremy's ancestors stretched back to the group that made the left turn and landed up in Germany, and Anushka's stretched back to the ones that made the right turn and landed up in India. And I think it's pretty cool that 35,000 years later, these two branches come together and fuse together in this corner of the new world. Now, I think this is even more significant because if there is one word that I think describes both of them very well, I would use the word inclusive. Both Jeremy and Anushka, their vision of the world is one that has no boundaries and no walls. They chose this place for their wedding, and you can see around, I don't see a wall here anywhere, do you? So, they were also fortunate that during their lifetime, around the world, walls have been coming down. When I was 3 years old, the Iron Curtain was firmly down and the Berlin Wall went up. When Anushka was 3 years old, that wall came down. So I think that they are fortunate to be here during a time when the walls will continue to come down. So my second toast is, may Anushka, Jeremy and their generation grow up in a world without walls. So Anushka and Jeremy chose this place, this beautiful place, and it has, you notice that it has no walls. Incidentally, it turns out it doesn't have a ceiling either, which could be a problem under some circumstances. But we'll not go into that. But this is so I want to introduce you to this place a little bit. So in front of you here is, this is a natural lake. It's fed by 13 springs. It's Crystal Spring Lake. The Crystal Springs Creek also emerges from this lake. It then flows into Johnson Creek, from there into the Willamette River, our own Willamette River, which then flows into the mighty Columbia, and which flows into the Pacific Ocean. Now this place here, this very place before your eyes, for generations has been the home for coho and chinook salmon. They spawn here and they make their way through Johnson Creek to Willamette, Columbia, and to the Pacific, and then many years later they come back here to spawn and complete their life cycle. They did this for years and years until some time ago they stopped doing that because of various man-made obstacles and pollution and so forth. But in 2014, after we did something to restore their habitat and remove some of their obstacles, they are back again and they are thriving right here amidst us. Now the reason I bring this, you're taking that applause seriously. Thank you, Rivka. How am I doing? Okay. Okay, so the reason I tell you that story is two reasons. The first reason is no matter how crowded or bad it gets, do not go in the lake. That's like the maternity ward for the salmon. Oh, I think I just lost. No, no. Okay, strike that out. Can you please hit the delete button on that one? No, the real reason is that second word I would think of for Anushka and Jeremy is that they love nature, they love outdoors. Jeremy in his youth ice fished and skied in Wisconsin. Anushka and I went for a lot of backpacking trips, and she's also done solo backpacking trips. She thinks it's the same thing. Go with dad, solo, it's the same. How does it matter? Dad never talks, leaves her far behind. So, and they plan to have a lot of adventures together. And they have a common vision: love of nature, love of the wilderness, love of the outdoors. And their vision of the world is one where the salmon shall always return. So the next toast that I have here is: may they and their generations live in a world where the salmon can always return home. So in the spirit of 7 steps, I have 4 more toasts to go. No. No. I'm going to let you enjoy the wine, enjoy the dinner, have a great time, and I'm going to propose the real final toast here to Anushka and Jeremy.
Hi. I'm Rivka. I'm Anushka's little sister. So I was asked to say some words about the couple. So writing this toast was actually pretty difficult because Jeremy and Nush aren't really like the accomplished type of people. They haven't done a lot in life. They don't have a lot of degrees or anything. So I didn't have a lot of inspiration that way. And otherwise, the person who I normally go to in order to help me write these types of things was planning a wedding for 260 people. So that was tough. So next, I went to the second best speechwriter I know, my dad. And after he told me to mention Brexit at least 20 times in my speech, and to use the word fracking both in and out of context, he actually gave me some good advice and told me to speak about what I know. So I decided to write an evidence-based toast because all I know right now is medicine. So for those of you that don't know, evidence-based medicine is basically making conclusions from the facts in front of you. So this toast is a series of conclusions that I've reached about this amazing couple based on the facts that I've learned from them. So the first one is a pretty easy conclusion, and that is that Nush is my hero in every single aspect of my life. So the main fact for that is kind of a story. So when she made her transition from finance into medicine, before she looked at medical schools, before she looked at entrance exams, before she looked at post-bac programs, the first thing she did was she called her baby sister and she said, "Are you okay with me going into the same field as you?" And I don't know any other person whose first thought would be, how does someone else feel about me taking this huge journey? So that's a huge example of her empathy and her brilliance, because she then went on to start medical school and crush it in every single way. So it's a pretty easy fact there. So Nush, that's basically how she's acted throughout my entire 25 years of life. She's been the sister that has played Barbies with me for hours, even though she always made me be the boy. She let me do her Arngathorn with her, and she held my hand when Shivanti yelled at us the whole time. She has given me the same advice for the 20th time after I ignored it that 19th time, and then will pick up the phone any time of day that I call her when I ignore it that last time again. She's my best friend, she's my best role model, and any guy who she picked to be her partner was going to have to be pretty impressive. And then Jeremy came in. So my second evidence-based conclusion is that Jay is the perfect addition to the Shenoy family. So the facts I have for this are never ending. Most importantly is his love for games. Jeremy has not only put up with the ridiculous competitiveness of the Shenoy women, he has proceeded to cream all of us in Settlers of Catan, Ticket to Ride, India Rails, and before we know it, he's going to start destroying us in Bridge as well. I didn't really understand what it meant to love Indian food until I saw Jeremy come into the house and eat anything that my mom makes, pretty much anything. And most importantly, he really understands the concept of a Shenoy silence. He's able to sit with my dad for hours in silence. So Jay is perfect for the Shenoy family, but is he perfect for my sister? So my third and potentially most controversial conclusion is that Jay is almost as smart as Nush. So in order to date her, Jay became a doctor of the PhD persuasion, and he's earned numerous promotions at Intel to become a manager there. He's the first person I've seen that can entirely shut Nush down in an argument, and I've known her entire life. That's impressive. More importantly than matching her intelligence, Jay and Nush complement each other in all of their passions. Recently, they negotiated the tricky slack canyons in the Southwest, plan a relaxing honeymoon, climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, and going on safari together. Beyond that, seeing their emotional respect for each other, kindness, and thoughtfulness towards each other is an inspiration. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but planning a wedding this large while being in medical school and while managing a group at Intel is not easy. The two of them are going to live a long and happy and healthy marriage together. And the evidence for that is very simple. 206 of you came from countries as far as India to watch the union of this wonderful couple. There could be no easier fact or piece of evidence that proves the love and good wishes that are going into this union. So I'd like to raise my glass, but I don't have, to toast Nush and Jay. May this be the first of many glasses raised over the coming years to celebrate this couple. So I want to now introduce Jeremy's oldest and best friend, Clarence, to come up and make the next
We're at the wedding of one of my oldest and best friends, Jeremy. We've known each other for about 20 years now. For the last 15 years, our romance has been long distance. My stories might be a little dated, but hopefully I can tell you a little bit about it. We tended to prefer to talk about philosophy and get excited about the things that we were learning, new discoveries in science. We would share our favorite stories, whether they were books or movies or television shows. In fact, at one point, we decided that clearly the thing we had to do was go through the AFI 100 Greatest Movies list, because, you know, a truly cultured person knows classic film the same way they know classic literature. Thank you. I see that there's great agreement in the group. Good people. All right. I've been trying to think. I seem to only recall that there was only one party a group ever went to, and I think it was we went to this one. I think it was one of the Mifflin Street block parties, which is this notorious party in Madison. It's officially the celebration of Vietnam War protests from the 1960s that every year is commemorated with a street party, but in reality it's an excuse for the college students at the end of the year to get together and blow off some steam by drinking some beer and sometimes smoking some things that still aren't legal in Wisconsin. We were mostly interested in the spectacle, so Jeremy grabbed his camera, we all headed over, and it was quite a sight to see. You'd have all the different cliques there from campus. There was a reggae band on one side and a heavy metal band on the other, and a couple with a stroller coming right down the center like there was a promenade of a county fair. And Jeremy was loving it. He was just running around snapping pics of it all, because he's always been able to find the beauty of joy in any moment. And there was a mention earlier of his slideshows. His photography is amazing. He is able to capture the spirit of a person or a place or an event. We had dinner the other night, and I was talking about how I'm not really a picture guy. I don't really hang on to a lot of them. One of the ones I have was one of his first attempts at celestial photography. There was this comet visible in the sky in the 90s called Hail Bob. And Jeremy went out of town to the darkest place he could find within reasonable driving range and sat there for an hour to get this perfect picture of this comet with these two tails. And they have these vivid colors, and it's an amazing thing. If he hadn't been such a talented engineer, he could have truly had a calling as a photographer. But you know, being multi-talented must suck. So you might be wondering, okay, so we're not part of the party crowd. What was it that we did on our weekends? Well, we would pore over maps because we had a love of maps and dreamed about the places we would go. Sometimes we would make maps of the places that we wished existed. But mostly we played this thing called the dictionary game. Now I'm going to need a little audience participation here. I need you all to ask me, what is the dictionary game?
What is the dictionary game?
Oh, I'm so glad you're interested. So, here's what the dictionary game is. Someone takes a dictionary, and they find a word, and they read the least common definition of that word, and everybody has to guess what that word is. First person to 10 points gets the privilege of holding the dictionary. So we were playing this on Friday and Saturday nights. Since we had a fairly large cohort, we would of course spill out into the hallway and take over our end of the residence hall. And as everyone else was getting ready and dressed to go on their dates and go out to their parties, we were learning things like disestablishmentarianism are the people who are against the people who are against the establishment. Or prestidigitation is a sleight of hand. Or quaternion is a committee of four. And everyone looked down the hallway at us with looks that we can only imagine was the greatest of envy. Because in case you haven't figured it out yet, we were the cool kids. They were very kind and they invited me up to the cabin up in Minapa. It's this little town in the North Woods. It's out in the forest. There's no electricity there, but they have this wonderful wood stove. You haven't made a very foolish decision. Fortunately, everything thawed out, so no lessons were learned. But what I also remember about that night is that it was absolutely beautiful. Because in the north, and in the she was smarter than us and stayed inside by the fire. But it was beautiful. And since then, Jeremy has had far more auspicious adventures than that. He went with other college friends to go around north to Alaska and the Yukon with his family, and most recently to India with his bride. And the reason Jeremy does this is because he recognizes beauty. He has spent his life seeking it out. The beauty in the landscape, the beauty in the world, the beauty in places, the beauty in words and language, in knowledge and experience, in friendship, and now in love. Anushka, I've only had the pleasure of knowing you a couple days at this point.
Magical.
And I have been pleased to find that you are brilliant, and that you are determined, and that you are kind and you are generous. And you and your friends and families made me feel so welcome here, your friends and family. So thank you so much for that. I'm really touched. And I'm so glad that you two found each other to find your perfect match and your perfect travel partner. And so for my toast, and again, I'm going to grab a glass here, so I have a glass in hand. May you know joy, may you know a life of beauty. You're here.
Can you hear me now? Good. So So hi everyone. I don't know if we've met. My name's Anushka. This is Jeremy. And we're not gonna. There's no way we can top those two toasts, so we're not gonna try. We just have some thank yous to say before we let you eat your pie and finish your dinner and join us on the dance floor. So the first thank yous are to our families, to Jeremy's family for making the trip out from Wisconsin, and that's a very long way by car, by airplane, by motorcycle, by all the different modes of transportation that were taken to get here, and it's just amazing how open you've been to this big fat Indian wedding experience. So thank you. I'm building a thick skin for the cold winters in Wisconsin, and we'll be spending lots of time there in the upcoming years. And then, of course, to my family, I don't really know what to say, but for throwing this incredible wedding and for putting up with my special brand of crazy throughout this, really the last 29 years and especially the last 6 months. So I think they've done a spectacular job in throwing this party for us, so thank you. The last thank you is, and this part I'm going to do without crying, so I promise. The last thank you is to everyone who's come here to us. So Jeremy and I had to wait a little time in our lives to find each other. It didn't happen right away, but we've both had really beautiful communities we've grown up with, we've been born into, and we found in Wisconsin and Madison and California, up here in Portland. And you guys have really taught us the meaning of, what are those words for richer and for poorer, in sickness and in health. You've really been there for us, and you've taught us what commitment means and what unconditional love means. So thank you for making us who we are, and for making us so ready for this next step in our lives. We look forward to celebrating your weddings and your children's weddings and many more celebrations like this. So we don't have our glasses, but here's to you. Thanks. So far, so good. Yeah. You want to skip it? Do you want me to feed you first?
This is not going to go well.
It's going to go so well, Jay. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Ouch, pretty good.
Okay, so we're going to transition.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, would you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Whoa, you stand now. Oh, stand by me. When all of your friends
She wore blue velvet. Bluer than velvet was the night. Softer than satin was the light from the stars. She wore blue velvet. Bluer than velvet were her eyes. Warmer than bed and gently sighed. Love was on. Our love I held tightly, feeling that rapture glow, like a flame burning brightly. Softly she left, was so close. All right, and now we'd like to call Jeremy and Anushka to the dance floor. I like the sound of that, Jeremy and Anushka. Those two names are going to go together forever. All right, so here you go. Headed down south to the land of the pines, bumping my way to North Carolina, staring up the road, praying to God I see the headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picked me up a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping for rally. Gonna see my baby tonight. Oh yeah. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. I say, hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like a windy wave. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. I say, hey, mama, rock me. Running up the corner in New England, on to a fiddler in an old string band. My lady plays the guitar, I pick the banjo now. Don't turn down it when this people get me. Lost my